And welcome back. We're picking up where we left off last time. Europa Universalis 4 in a chill Ottoman game. Where even though it's a chill Ottoman game, this is creeping towards a world conquest when not trying very hard. I think a person playing the Ottomans trying real hard could have already finished by now, let's be fair. This is taking as long as it is for me because I'm not very good at world conquests. In fact, if I world conquest, this will be my first true world conquest, so just keeping that in mind for myself. And we got sieges going. We'll let our guys stick to it then. Oh, Siege of London changes a bunch of stuff. So one thing I can do is I could annex Portugal and then release Portugal, turn around and release it. Yeah, that would be one way to deal with the overextension from doing that. Getting rid of Portugal. And as you can see, we were actively coring things as that's going on. We've got a couple left to still go, but most of them are done. Oh, and then we've got some ports over here, the British, that I've been paying attention to. So cheese them down. The more war score against the British, the weaker we can make them for all of wars. And arguably, if we can actually restrict them to basically being in the British Isles, that works best for us. Allows it easier to allows us to make it easier for us to get them all isolated from other armies that can help them. Because they're the British, they're going to be probably reasonably strong no matter what we do, troop count-wise, right up until they're near destruction. But if we can isolate them like they are here, it's much easier for us to get rid of them. Because we're just fighting the British, it's easy to fight the British. If we're fighting the British and the French and the Portuguese, then that's a problem. Much more of a problem. Or the Americans. Kind of ignoring the Americans in the world. And actually, that's going to be something that's going to delay us finishing Portugal off, is Portugal is not going to probably surrender until we deal with the Americans. Siege killed there. Okay, at this point we should be able to fight all the British on Ireland. There's technically one more British fort in Ireland, but it doesn't actually stop us from going where we want on Ireland at this point. Yeah, we'll just go straight for Balance for it then. Looks a bit Got the rest of the main British resistance bottled up there. Somerset has fallen, so our main army can descend on the British. Yeah, I think we're getting close to getting the British surrender. When the 3 forts in the mainland fall, we'll probably negotiate with them. Whoops. If we can't get them reinforcements, they're probably gonna get got. Yeah, they got got. Feed more troops into the blender, yeah. Okay, after losing way too many troops to that army stack, we finally defeat the army stack. Okay, that place has fallen, that place 71% there. Of May. If we force march with you, can you get there first? 14th, 16th, yes. We need to be defender in the mountains with a better general. Nice. Siege of Laborde, Siege of Desmond. And beat the British there. Nice. We'll leave you there. Leave you there. Send the last two chasing after them. Okay, at this point we got 86% war score versus the British. Let's see, can we restrain them, the British Home Isles? Apparently I can do more than that. Yeah, we're not going to do that. Because otherwise we're going to be way overextended for an extended period of time. And the return cores, yeah. And I think that's actually all the territory the British have abroad. So I think we'll work with that. We'll come back to the rest of Great Britain later. And that doesn't put us over max extension, so we can... apparently there's some effect here that's reducing, because it was predicting 90-ish%. Yeah, it's 60%. That works. Okay, let me pull this fleet out. Back down here, pick stuff up. Possibly going over the New World. Same here. Bringing you in to eventually ship people over to deal with America. Because America and the colonies are the people who are actually making this war go on at this point. Because the Portuguese mainland is occupied. The Portuguese have no army in the Old World. South America is occupied. There might be some stuff going on over here. Oh, we got rebels here that we've just been ignoring. Let's put those rebels down, and then we can free those up to go deal with the Portuguese on Spice Islands. But yeah, mostly I think it's just dealing with the Americans in the New World. American army is big and scary, which is fair. They're one of the premier world powers. They are our number 2. Portugal's number 3, and we've already beaten Portugal. So, and just beaten Great Britain, which is number 5. Yeah, let's just give you a list. Like, oh yeah, the three New World powers are the top 8. In fact, the 3 independent New World powers are in the top 8. This just tells you how weak Europe has gotten at this point. Colony is the last hope for Western civilization, apparently, against the Ottoman horde. And to be fair, I suppose we can take our time a little bit against the Americans because we are coring. So if we finish all these coring, then when we do go to annex the Portuguese, that we don't have as much to core. It's Russia. Oh, that's a good question. Russia, do you still have more cores in the Teutonic Order? Yes. Okay, so we don't want to annex them for that reason. Rein these guys in. They're reined in. We need them up to 200. train you in. And, oh, you just need 200. Okay. Yeah, thinking of shipping over another 60,000 troops to the New World. Actually, 120,000 troops. The New World. Because the former Castilian Portuguese, or the former Castilian colonies need help dealing with America. Because it's America. Don't need to impose tariffs. We are the world. Who are we gonna tariff? Ourselves? It just sounds like sales tax with extra steps. Oh, no, that's... Let's not feed more into a bad fight. That's just a bad fight. Yeah. Okay, where did the other American fleet stop once they... Or where did the other big fleet stop? Okay. Oh, no, it's still trying to land at the port, which it can't land at. Okay, that's fair. Hopefully we can beat the colonials to the port, and we did. So we do get to keep control of that port. Colombia. This is Portuguese Colombia, so it does make sense. The Portuguese Colombian army is in Portuguese Colombia. So even if they're rebellious, they're going to be loyal to defending their own territory. Yeah, the big problem here is America. I'm gonna get America kicked out of the war, which is not an easy feat. America is big, and scary, and strong. They are the second most powerful nation in the world. And they'd probably actually be really easy for us to fight if they were, you know, this side of the world. But they're on the other side of the world, and, well, we don't even have aircraft carriers yet, so that's going to be fun. Trying to deal with them. So something I can do is I can try directly landing on America. Yeah, I think next time we'll try directly landing in America. Most of the American forces are moving to face the actual threat in the New World at the moment. They're actually deployed for it. Which means they're probably out of position to defend the American capital of Chesapeake. Quinto is done. Okay. Let's try to chase after the Portuguese Colombian army if we can get a couple of good battles against them. We're not too worried about particularists. No, we're actively improving relations with them. I was about to say, we weren't able to get them up to 198, but we're actively still working on improving relations with them. Boats haven't gotten back to the old world yet. And to be fair, we don't necessarily need a great crushing victory on the United States. If we just get them out of the war, then we've got a crushing victory on the Portuguese. And we can always come back prepared to fight the Americans. And the Portuguese colonies are going to be a big help with fighting the Americans. So, don't need a crushing victory here. We just need the Americans to take the flag of peace. This is maybe not a good fight, but it's a fight we're going to try taking. To force some attrition on the Colombians. Yeah, that's not a good fight. Okay. Fleet has arrived. Okay, we're gonna go straight for the American forts. Try to scare them into surrendering. Again, not necessarily to get a crushing victory, but to get them to peace out. This little outnumbering, we should be able to jump them. Drive them back. Unless the Americans are just that much better than us. get these guys to reinforce in time? No. We can't keep them from coming into South America, at least. It's not what I'm clicking on, game. I'm clicking on the transport, please. UI lag. You know, you can see the attrition we took from crossing the Atlantic. So yeah, we're gonna have to land these objectives and try to take them really quickly. Chesapeake's probably gonna fall much faster than Raritan. But we are gonna land, and we're gonna open fire on both of them with artillery. First one's ashore, artillery barrage. Second one's ashore, artillery barrage. I believe with all these places defeated, we got a decent chance that the Americans will surrender. Not necessarily with a great success on our end, because we are technically actually we got 2% war score versus the Americans. So with those, war score will shoot up a lot because that's their only forts. That's why you build forts. This will be a pretty big fleet battle. Let's actually bring both fleets together. It'll slow the siege down a little bit. Want the fleet battle to go well. There we go. They go hide back in port, which works for us. Both armies join up, which should give us extra firepower to bring the second fort down, or the Americans can turn around and do something about it. Battle of the Philippine Trench. There's our collection of cores. And what was previously on the British. Plains Cree is up there. And there we go. Let's see what we got war score wise against the Americans. 5%. I was expecting more. I was expecting a lot more. America, are you hiding forts somewhere? Like, seriously. I own, like, every hard point you have, don't I? Yeah, I own... Ottawa. No. I own all your hard points. Why are you, like, only 5% war score? Is that just how valuable the rest of your country is and how worthless your forts are? Yeah, we apparently only 5% war score against the Americans. Well, needless to say, I think the Americans are going to turn around and go the other way. Just for a little while. Yeah, the back-to-back fight here I think is gonna go in our favor. Province has been integrated. We need a new admin advisor. Does want to be someone we can convert to tier 5, please? No such person. Okay. I think we're going to take over a month. So we get a new advisor selection. Just need one of the right culture, ideally. Nope, no luck on the poll right now. We'll take up the theologian. He's not perfect because he's only 3-star. But we can check again next month. What's the cost here? It's getting reasonably cheap. We'll go ahead and pick it up. Actually, we'll wait until next month. I'm surprised Industrial Illusion hasn't spawned. But again, it's not 1760. And Constantinople, I don't think, apparently has any coal mines. So because of that, we've got at least a 10-year delay on industrialization spawning. The event 1757 Yellow River flood happens. Okay, so Yellow River is a bad day. You know, I thought the Americans would be much more amenable to peace after we take their forts, but they don't care. The Americans being Americans. Oh, there we go. Olympian forces have completely been destroyed. Dastardly Americans. They're starting to be less and less willing to be in this war. It'll probably will change when they get an election, get a new guy. Oh, he's 18. He's not going anywhere anytime soon. Okay. Yeah, let's bring the U.S. bring the fleet back to Europe so we can pick new troops up. Batch of troops. I suppose they're probably rocking the next military tech, roof ranking range and stuff like that. Okay. Oh yeah, there goes the expeditionary force. Estimates it's going to take like 2 years to build this way, but this one, okay, yeah, this is a lot less aggressive on the game speed. Okay. And we are trying to fight the Americans back to basically piecing out, which probably means we're going to push our way all the way back up into Mexico. Okay, well, looking at the time, this is probably a place where I need to put a part break in. So if you're watching on YouTube, there will be a part up tomorrow. I'm going to record one more part today. Because of American stubbornness, we might not actually be finishing this war during this stream. We might have to actually pick it up during next stream. Because yeah, I'm gonna not be surprised if the Americans hold out for another 40 minutes of real world time. So yeah, so feel free to check in on the stream or on the video tomorrow if you're watching on YouTube. If you're watching on Twitch, feel free to hang around. I'm gonna take a short break where I stretch the legs just a little bit before we get into the last recording. So until the next part, wish you all the best of luck and a good time. Catch you all in the next part, and bye for now.